We're just jamming, guys. What's up? Hello,
I'm eating breakfast. I'm
everybody.
sorry, guys. It's my breakfast time.
It's fine. We're not judging you, Suni.
Let me mute that.
Hello, friends and patriots. How's everybody doing this Sunday evening? We have a special guest with us today, Mr. Oscar L. Blue. Most of you know him. If you don't, please follow him on Facebook, YouTube, Telegram, and is that all of them?
I got Instagram, but I don't use it that much. That's for young people. No, but I'm just saying it like it is. I don't like the features. I don't know how to play with it really. I get lost, and then Twitter is a hassle, man. I go real simple, post, and that's it. So yeah,
Twitter's
that's good.
liberal. You gotta stay off Twitter. It's liberal.
Thank you so much for inviting me. God bless everybody that is watching. Suni, how you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm happy. I got some good food in front of me.
Oh, that's awesome. You always have good
Sorry.
food.
Hey, everybody, take 2 seconds and share this video, please. We're going to be bringing you some good news tonight. So, well, I don't know if it's good news. We're bringing you news. Take 2 seconds to share this video out there, please. Yeah.
They said your Facebook is awesome. So I think they're satisfied with your limited social media skills, Oscar. You're doing
They
a
love
great job.
Oscar.
Thank you so
Look
much,
at
people. Let's get limited.
Let's get limited.
Hashtag let's get limited.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh.
What you got, Kaylee? What are we starting off with?
Oh man. All the good stuff. Why don't we start with Black Lives Matter and Antifa? Is everybody excited? You ready? They're doing good stuff as usual. Black Lives Matter protesters harassed and threatened little girls and small children outside of a cheerleading competition in Louisville this weekend.
Wow.
The families were harassed over their white privilege as they entered the Louisville International Convention Center for the competition. That's nice, right?
How do we... So it's just you being white?
Yes.
Just even if you're dirt poor?
Yeah, facts, yeah.
Okay. I just needed to know.
Like, I can live in a box, but I'm white, so I got white privilege. And then last night, Antifa decided to go to the headquarters of Portland Public Schools and wreck the place.
Wow.
Yeah, busted some windows, graffiti, burned several of these trucks.
Wow.
Yeah. No
That
justice,
is where,
no peace.
can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Portland is where they're advocating for civil police, right? Yes.
Civil policing. I want to say that's Minnesota.
No, that kind of stuff, right?
I don't think Portland's advocating for anything.
Well, that this is what Democrats want in our country. I was saying during 2 days ago, 19 Democrats wrote a letter to Anthony Blinken, the new Secretary of State, saying that Mexico needs to stop militarizing our country, and we need civil police. Yeah, they want to get involved in that. And the cartel has more artillery than the own National Guard. So this is ridiculous. This is what, it's just ridiculous.
It's insane because like the FBI director, Chris Wray, is absolutely refusing to designate Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. He doesn't acknowledge their existence. Even with hard evidence like this, he doesn't. Nothing.
Because they're a Democrat toy. They pick them up and put them out wherever they want to put them, cause havoc, F shit up. They're never gonna punish this group, like, ever. And I don't think people should wait for it.
Nope.
It's just my take on it.
When you get a president that now is unfortunately the president that says that Antifa is an idea and not an organization, might as well think of that it's not going to get stopped.
Yeah.
Facts.
Oh, God.
Who wants to listen to Joe Biden talk about the HR1? I know I do.
That's a great tie, by the way.
Who closed the schools, Joe? That's the question of the day.
Who closed the schools, Joe? Joey boy. Let's listen to hear what he has to say about the HR1.
The blood of John Lewis and so many other brave and righteous souls that was spilled in Selma on this Sunday in 1965 sanctified a noble struggle. And when the country saw those images that night, America was forced to confront the denial of democracy, the fierce urgency of justice. Congress passed the Voting Rights Act a few months later, and President Johnson signed it into law. But the legacy of the March in Selma is that while nothing can stop free people from exercising their most sacred power as a citizen, there are those who will do anything they can to take that power away. Today we have a hailstorm, not a rainstorm, a hailstorm. In 2020, our very democracy on the line, even in the midst of a pandemic, more Americans voted than ever before. Multiple recounts in states and decisions of more than 60 cases from judges appointed by my predecessor, including at the Supreme Court, upheld the integrity of this historic election. Yet instead of celebrating this powerful demonstration of voting, we've seen an unprecedented insurrection in our capital and a brutal attack on our democracy on January the 6th. And a never before seen effort to ignore, undermine, and undo the will of the people. And to think of that, and yet it's been followed by an all-out assault on the right to vote in state legislatures all across the country. You know, during the current legislative sessions, elected officials in 43 states have already introduced over 250 bills to make it harder for Americans to vote. We cannot let them succeed. Last week, the House of Representatives passed HR1, For the People Act of 2021. This is a landmark piece of legislation that is urgently needed to protect the right to vote and the integrity of our elections and to repair and strengthen our democracy. I hope the Senate does its work so I can sign it into law. I also urge Congress to fully restore the Voting Rights Act, named in John Lewis's honor. Today, on the anniversary of Bloody Sunday, I'm signing an executive order to make it easier for eligible voters to register to vote and improve access to voting. Every eligible voter should be able to vote and have that vote counted. And I'll close with this. A few days before he passed, Jill and I spoke with John, Congressman Lewis. But instead of answering our concerns about him, we talked about how you doing, John. He asked me to stay focused on the work left undone to heal and to unite this nation around what it means to be an American. That's the God's truth. John wouldn't talk about his pending death or his concerns. He said, we just got to get this done. That we're all created equal. All deserve to be treated equally. On this day of reflection, please, let's stay focused on the work ahead.
I can't do it anymore.
I look, I wrote down several fallacies in everything this man just said. Everything. Number one, once again, and I just said this on my show, the only time they talk about Black people is when they want to sell victimhood. The first thing they brought up was Selma. Selma happened how many damn years ago? And that's not taken away from how important it was, but that was to allow Black people to vote because they weren't allowed to vote back then based on their skin color. Raise your hand if you were discriminated against from voting because you're Black. Do you know the percentage of Black women that voted in Georgia? In Atlanta, 92% Black females voted for Joe Biden. You're full of crap, dude. Then you brought up John Lewis. You were friends with Robert Byrd. You're a racist. You authored the 94 crime bill. You're a racist. This is absurd. I don't like when they do this. I really don't. It gets under my skin so bad. Oh, let me shut up. Everybody else can go.
Okay.
I got two questions.
Go ahead.
How old is this man?
Do you know how old he is, Suni?
78 years old.
He looks 5,000, really. He looks. And second of all, does this HR 1 Act now permit me to cross and vote?
Probably.
You're an American, Oscar.
You know, I will tell you something. In all honesty, the most powerful country in the world, that is the United States of America, and it does not have voter ID. And in Mexico, we have a voter ID since I don't know, God knows what time. Our voter ID provides information of our actual birth, information of our, it's kind of like an ID, but it has your fingerprint. And you obtain that after you are an adult that is 18 over here. Suppose, in the United States is 21. This is an absolute insult to the Constitution of the United States of America and to the American people. Why? Because you get people now that they don't know not even when the United States was founded, what is the Constitution. They don't even know who was the founding fathers of the United States of America. They don't even know the laws. They don't even know what represents the United States of America or to be American. And now all these people are going to get a right to vote. It is exactly if something like that happened in our country of Mexico, now that we're getting millions of people from Central America, to give them that right to vote. It is our land. We were born in a land where it's supposed to be only, in this case, United States citizens, and in our case, in our country, Mexican. So this is, in my opinion, it is a complete insult to all of you guys. Really, it is. And tomorrow I'll cross the border and I'll vote. My God.
Hey, look, people are going to get pissed off. You need an ID to get welfare and food stamps. I'm just saying. Black people ain't dumb enough to go get that shit.
That's a slap in the face.
Yeah, so there's that. Also, the CDC is recommending wearing masks even after they had a study that showed that related to the CCP virus, the results of wearing masks were statistically the same as when you don't wear a mask, but they still want you to wear a mask. Probably at least 2. Makes sense, right?
In my opinion, I don't know if I can take that or.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Over here, they are putting sanctions to people that don't wear a mask. And also they are arresting people if they're trespassing to the beach. I saw it on this weekend. There was an example that somebody threw on one of my live feeds. It is pretty simple, but it's an example. Somebody got sick. It's saying I got sick, but somebody that it was infected with COVID, and this person asked the other one, "You got sick and you were wearing a mask?" Yeah, and the other person was not wearing a mask. Yeah, I'm supposed to be mask working to prevent you from getting infected. It's really illogical, really, and to wear a double. It's just the word stupid comes to mind. It's really hard to breathe on one of those, and imagine doing a broadcast with a mask, walking. Sometimes people just they get mad at me because Blue, talk more fast. Come on, bro. I'm wearing a mask. It's just hard. I don't get the functionality of the mask. It's just pure indoctrination with several different objects.
Yeah, there isn't one. It's a security tactic, make people feel dependent and false security that it's going to prevent them from getting COVID. But I wore a mask everywhere and I still got COVID, so it's worthless.
It's the flu, bro. You cannot prevent anybody from getting sick. Like, you can't. It's impossible.
No, we just got to let our immune systems build up immunities just like they do to everything else. It's just the same thing, different strain or whatever, you know. That's how it is.
Our country, man.
What do you got, Skinny?
I have the filibuster.
Oh, yeah.
You know how they were trying to reform the filibuster and then they put it away. They're like, no, we're going to leave it alone. Don't touch it. Well, now they're picking it back up again. They want to reform it so that Democrats have an easier job to advance their legislative agenda. They don't have good intentions for anything in this country. So the fact that they want to completely reform, we can't even get welfare reformed. We can't even get food stamps reformed. We can't even get proper police reform. And I think there needs to be some reform when it comes to our police. Like we can't even get that done, but you can push to stop and make it impossible to filibuster so that you can push your agenda through. I'm not even kidding. This is on the box. And I was shocked that they even put this up here because they are extremely left-leaning. Talk about the filibuster reform because, you know, Americans you're not allowed to make your own choices. You need us to tell you what's good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Joe tells Chris Wallace that while he supports the filibuster, he thinks it should be painful if a senator wants to use it. Does that make sense to y'all? Why should it be painful? Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Let it go. Let it go.
They're changing everything. Now you can't racially profile. Explain to me how do you know you've been racially profiled? That's telling the person their intention behind what they're doing. How the freak do you know if you're not that person?
Dude, I don't know, but I'm white. And that's like the worst. Don't you feel bad for me?
I do. I feel bad for a lot of white people. I ain't gonna lie. It's terrible for y'all.
Man.
There is nothing good to report. I don't think people understand. Everybody's looking for something positive. What's Trump doing? What Trump doing? Ain't nothing good to report. Nothing. Except for you getting the stimulus check. I hope you pocket it and save it. Do something responsible with it. Don't go to Walmart and buy a bunch of TVs.
Buy your ammo.
There you go. That's a good idea.
I'm buying some ammo. Oscar, you want to tell us what's going on in Mexico right now?
My God.
Exactly.
You know, this week has been kind of busy. You know, our colleague and friend Ben Berquam came over here and we did a couple of shows with Steve Bannon. We talked directly on the field where the migrant situation was at. And, you know, there's a couple of things that happened during the week. One of them is these 19 Democrats in Congress. They wrote a letter, the thing that I just explained, to Anthony Blinken, saying that we need to demilitarize our country, that is a complete stupidity. We need the military more than ever. And knowing that factor, we've shown the immigrant situation that is happening right now in terms to what Joe Biden promised these migrants, and the multitude of people is getting bigger and bigger right there at the migrant station. And I just did an interview I just did a show that I shown an interview where two migrants are talking about what happens late at night at the camp. And it is horrible what happens there. You know, they were explaining that somebody got shot in the head late at night, and another person got shot 4 times. And, you know, the police came and, you know, they resolved the situation. Later on, you know, the organized crime came later tonight and, you know, threatened the migrants that they were sleeping right there. They said to this particular, you know, migrants, if you guys talk or you guys speak, or if you guys say something about what happened, Graphically, they say it's really easy to kill you right now. And there's kids right there. And it's horrible, the situation. More horrible that you get a president from the United States that promise, people that they're going to be let into a country where, they're going through another situation. And nothing is happening right now until this point. No governmental official from the United States has come out and said anything about what is happening right there. It's a lot of people suffering. There's a lot of kids. It's a lot of there's the population is growing. There's a lot of necessities, and a lot of Americans are going to say we got necessities over here, we got homeless people over here, we got all this over here, we got it over here also in Mexico. But this is created by a situation by a person opening his mouth. As I have said multiple times, if Joe Biden did not open his mouth and saying we are inviting everybody, this situation would not be happening right now. And it's just amazing that nobody's coming out and resolving. And they just asked the president, I don't know how many days, Kaylee, ago, if he knew about the migrant crisis, and he said that
yeah, we can handle it.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Is this plain stupidity, really? And we have been showing, a lot of people are asking me if I know where they got the T-shirts. The Biden please let us in T-shirt. There's a pin video on my public figure page and Facebook, and I already explained where they got the T-shirts. There's a nonprofit. There's a lot of nonprofit organizations from the states that they come over here. There's one that is called Casa de Luz, that is brand new, and they're the ones that they came to the camp and they explained to migrants, whenever you want to protest to the United States government, you got to wear this shirt. So they already been indoctrinated on where to use it and how to use it. So it's a nonprofit organization that gave this T-shirts to the migrants. It's a nonprofit that is stationed in Tijuana, in my city where I live at, but it is funded by United States citizens. So yeah, it's the situation over here, Kaylee and Suni. It's critical in terms to the immigration situation. Now you get another situation that I showed on my live feed, which the Capitol right now it has a big gigantic wall. So now all of a sudden walls work. Before, walls were for division, walls for hate, where Donald Trump is trying to protect his own country from terrorists, traffickers, human traffickers, child traffickers, drug traffickers. That was full of hate. Now a wall works in the Capitol.
Right.
And now you see in that exact same wall put at the governmental palace in Mexico. They just put it up. So it's kind of like these kings and queens communist people. They're protecting themselves from the people, or they're preparing for something that is going to happen. Mm-hmm. Something is going to happen because tomorrow is a World Day of the Woman. And there's going to be a large protest over there in Mexico by feminazis and all these left-wing radical things. This is a smokescreen that is created, and it has been done in Venezuela and Argentina and all these places. When they create these groups, these radical groups, and behind it, there's something more deep. And behind these radical, protests of feminazis, it comes the demand, and what they want to demand is abortion. So it's not only about, there's a lot of killings and assassinations to women, a lot of abuse towards women. We know that, but behind that is like justification for them to ask for abortion. This wave of abortion is coming strong from South America, and it's coming to North America, and it's going to be landing right now. It's not that far away from coming into Mexico, and it's already going to be demanded in Mexico. And from here, it's a trickle effect. It's going to go to the United States. So it's pretty sick. Really, it's pretty sick. And now, it's really illogical because I just mentioned these 19 Democrats that they were demanding for demilitarizing Mexico, and they got militarized the capital. It is just where the hell, how in the hell that works? I really don't understand their logics, but this is what they're posting and saying. So that's why the situation at the border is critical. Is going to get more critical. And the more critical thing about it is what I mentioned to you guys, what is happening in Ciudad Juarez. There's 5,700 unaccompanied minors registered in January. That is critical right there. So there's a lot of minors and a lot of children that they're being trafficked right now through your borders.
I see people asking. Sorry, I have a lot of jets flying over me right now. I see people asking, where did Joe Biden say this? Where did he say this? He put it out in his first 100 days. I can't remember the exact number of people that he said he was going to be letting in, but I think it was like
300
over
per
a
day.
million. 300 per day.
300 per day.
He said in one speech, and I remember clearly, people, this is about the time, that this is really important that you guys do your own research. If you guys are listening, it's really important that you guys go and research. We are just communicators. We communicate what is happening, and you are the one that is the fact checker, the real fact checker. So you guys go and check what we are saying. Joe Biden said that he was going to let in 125,000 the first week. That was the quantity that he said. And the first week of after the 19th of February, he was not letting nobody in on the 19th. People were by the thousands. They were waiting on every border. And there were 3 ports of entry that were supposedly going to let them in. It was New Mexico, it was Bronzeville. The other one was Juarez and Tijuana. I even traveled to Juarez and broadcast from Juarez, and they were not letting nobody in. So right now, as I have done interviews, migrants are saying that he is a traitor, that he lied, and all of them are mad.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that it's not going to be that long that those shirts, they're going to throw them away.
Well, I have the clip right here if you want to put it up.
Yep, I'm on it. Did you do with audio?
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
Yep.
There we go.
All right, here you go, guys, for everybody who wants to see Joe Biden.
In an executive order to begin the hard work of restoring our refugee admissions program to help meet the unprecedented global need. It's going to take time to rebuild what has been so badly damaged. But that's precisely what we're going to do. This executive order will position us to be able to raise the refugee admissions back up to 125,000 persons for the first full fiscal year of the Biden-Harris administration.
Well, you heard it there first. He said it. So all your friends are saying, well, where'd you see that? Right there on YouTube. It's not hard to find. It honestly, you have to know how to use these things. You can't just type in Joe Biden immigration. They're going to pull up everything that you don't want to see because it's YouTube.
They pull up what they want you to see.
Right. Type in keywords. That's how it works. Put in keywords, put in specific things that you're looking for, and then add Joe Biden, and you'll get it.
Facts. Suni, do you have any?
Uh-oh. She froze. I don't have anything else, but she froze, and I can't control the show, so we're going to be sitting here looking crazy until she can get back into it. Oh, gosh. What else do you have, Oscar? What else has been going on?
The level of insecurity that is going on right now at the borders, it is absolutely growing. And the most disturbing thing is that we were walking through certain parts of the wall this weekend, and it's just disturbing, Suni, that you're watching how a wall is being stopped because they're saying that basically it's a waste of money. It's just a waste of idea.
Yeah.
And you get this situation right now with a lot of trafficking of children, trafficking of drugs. And again, I'm saying about the 19 Democrats trying to demilitarize our country, that is what they're trying to do in the United States of America, which I was saying in Portland, that basically they are defunding the police and they want civil police where, a civilian cannot stop in Mexico. It is really unreasonable and it's stupid. In Mexico, the cartel is more art. There's more, they got better artillery than the own National Guard. So how are you going to civil police our borders? How are you going to civil police our safety, our children, our land? It is just it's just crazy people. They're taking decisions for the citizens, for your country, for my country, not caring for your security, my security, and the border security of all the people. People from New Mexico, Texas, California. Those people, they're going to be like, what the hell? You're taking decisions over the security of Mexico and the border. And, look at the situation right now. Imagine if you take away the military from Mexico, the situation is going to get 10 times worse.
Yeah, that's what you guys have for a safeguard right now. But I mean, it just doesn't surprise me. This is Joe. This is not an administration. It's a regime, and it's Obama 3.0. Trump shook some stuff up when he got elected. He didn't expect to win. Nobody expected him to win. Hillary Clinton was supposed to win. But you know what? Americans showed up that day, and now they're going to go full force with everything they've been planning to do, because too many people are waking up and seeing what's going on behind the scenes and putting pieces together. I'm just going to say it, man. And I hate saying it because I don't like calling people stupid, but they have completely dumbed Americans down. A lot of Americans are walking around not very smart, bro, and not using any type of critical thinking.
Well, I will tell you something that the other day, a lot of U.S. citizens that were commentating on my live feed, and they were saying, stop saying that United States citizens are not aware. I'm like, wow. I said, wow, hold on. The number one person that is in charge of your country right now, he's not aware of there's a crisis in the border. And you're telling me to stop saying it when the leader, the 46th president, is not even aware. And you're telling me that you guys are all aware. For God's sake, this is something that you just don't understand. It's sometimes a lot of people are arrogant and a little bit prepotent, and they try to prove a point. And I understand that, everybody has their right to prove a point. But in reality is something way more different than being arrogant and being prepotent and having your ego all the way up to the sky. That goes away when you see what is really happening. It's really, bad. When she froze again? I think so, huh?
She did.
We're having problems right there, Tony. That's next time you handle. How's food in Japan, Tony? Tell me how's food in Japan, man.
The food? Okay. So there's a lot of seafood here. And I like seafood, but I'm not going to eat octopus and squid and all this extra stuff that they got going on. My favorite thing to eat here is a ramen. I have a really nice miso ramen. It's so good.
Is that a soup?
Yeah. So they make all their noodles handmade. So they make a handmade noodle, and then they give you the miso soup to dip your noodles in and have your ramen. And then they put pieces of fried tofu in it. It is so good.
Japanese food is good, huh?
It's good.
Wow.
Nothing like American food, I will say that. I miss American food.
What's your favorite Japanese food? What's the favorite?
What is it called? I don't even know the name of it. It's in Japanese, but the miso ramen and Family Mart. Family Mart is like your corner store, what it would be in the US. And they have like snacks, different things in there. So Family Mart is the equivalent to the corner store in the hood, where you go there and they got fried chicken, all types of French fries, stuff like that. And then they got your drinks, alcohol, chargers and shit. But the food is good though. It is good. It doesn't taste like a corner store or gas station food.
But for me, it's a taco stand.
Taco stand. We have those here.
We got those in every corner.
I would love to have one.
Yeah.
Pizza rolls. No, I don't like cheese. Pizza rolls would not be something that I would eat ever.
Pizza rolls?
Yeah, pizza rolls are gross, man.
Have you learned Japanese?
I know a few words. I know thank you, and that's arigato. Hai, that means yes. Sayonara, that means no. I think it's komenesai. I'm pretty sure that means sorry.
Mm.
But that's it. My kids speak better than I do. They know how to count and everything. I don't know. I'm just here.
So the school where your kids go, they speak English or they speak like?
It's on base, so it's DoD regulated.
Oh, okay.
But it's like Japanese immersion. It's American, but they have Japanese teachers there that speak the language and teach the culture to the kids.
That's nice. So they're learning a second language.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Why do you live in Japan? My husband's active duty. He's active duty, and we got stationed here. Stationed a year. I don't know where. It is. You said Iwakuni. You spelled it wrong.
That's the way it sounds. You know? Capital I with a silent W.
Iwakuni, yeah. I don't live on mainland. I live way out in the middle of the ocean, smack dead in between Japan and China. Like smack dead in the middle. It's a little island.
It's a little island.
Yeah,
Is it nice?
It's paradise. It's like being on a vacation every day.
So they're saying again Iwakuni, but it's I don't know if it's spelled correctly. Iwakuni.
I don't share that much personal information about myself. I have to keep some of it private, but he is a service member. He's active duty.
They're really asking deep questions now. Wow.
What branch? Where? What squadron is he in? I can't tell you all that.
Holy cow! Really? That's great. Oh my god!
It's amazing here. It's amazing. I'm never gonna get personal information. People, that's the extent what people know. He's active duty. I'm a spouse. It's like being in a little bubble. If I can explain living here, it's like being in a bubble of protection because there's virtually no crime. Any crime committed here comes from a service member, unfortunately. Like it just does. Marines and Navy, a lot of the younger guys. But if I wanted to get up and go walk at 3 or 4 in the morning and come back home completely untouched, I can go do that. Sometimes I'll go outside and do a live late at night or early morning, and you'll see the old people coming out, going for their walks. You know, they have the older people that come out and do, what is it called? They help the children get ready for school. They help them cross the street. They make sure they get to awesome to get to. It's very, they cherish children here.
You know, that's a privilege because I will tell you that I have never experienced that in my life. I cannot do that. I cannot walk after 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock when it goes dark. It's really difficult to walk outside with your son or something like that. And you know, and my friend Ben was saying the other day, hey, stay away from the wall, Blue, because they might confuse you with a migrant.
Wow. Hey, that's racial profiling, man.
That's all right with me. I don't. It's all right. It's all right. I just run. We're really good on that.
Oh, look, you're really a minority now. Y'all know how to run.
No. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh,
I think it is.
Okay, we're gonna read comments, I guess, until Kaylee gets back because I can't control it. We're stuck.
So, what do we do now, Sunny?
What do we do? Okay, Blake, send me the code. I need it to control the StreamYards. We murder children here. Damn, Steven, that was kind of morbid. Jeez.
Thanks so much, Darcy Wood. Thank you so much. Thank you. They're saying, Oscar, you're great. So let me acknowledge it for a little bit soon. You know, with my limited social media.
Limited social media skills, yeah.
Yeah, my limited social media skills. I'm figuring out how to copy the link and then post it on all that kind of stuff. all that kind of new stuff, man. It's just fun.
Oh my God. Suni, may I ask why you get to live in Japan? I already answered that one. That's expired. Sorry, I'm having. Oh God. Okay. I sent another one.
Has there been more deaths in the migrant communities? That was not a death. The one that I mentioned, it was not a death of a migrant in the migrant community. That was just a man that it was being followed by the organized crime and the cartel, and they were present at the time that he was getting assassinated. So they were actually witnesses. The migrants were witnesses. So
I'll be right back.
that's why it was a threat. Wow, what the? I'm in the screen. How's everybody doing? I'm alone in the screen. Wow. So this is my first. You leave me alone in the screen.
I saved the day.
I'll manage it from here, Suni. Don't worry about it. So I'll take over. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue. How's everybody doing?
Oh gosh. Okay, let's answer a few more questions and then we'll hop off.
Thank you so much, Haley.
Everybody's saying hello.
Hello to everybody.
Okay, where'd all these comments come from? Thanks for the info tonight for Ohio. Thanks for tuning in and trusting us with information. It really means a lot. I don't think you guys understand, especially in this day and age. Information is we're at war with information. We're at war to take over the mind, and they're doing all they can to create alternate realities for people. So thank you for trusting us to give you that information. Honestly. Good. I'm glad you got a laugh. There any more questions before we hop off? Okay, somebody asked, what is going on with Cash? Cash is good. He's being transferred to another facility. I think there might be something. We might be able to hear from him soon. I have to ask Russo, but he only gets 2 calls per month because of COVID restrictions. Who knows? So we won't get to hear from him. But the last time I talked to Russo, which was a couple of days ago, he talked to Cash, and Cash is doing well because we are live on Cash's page. Shout out to Cash. We miss you all. I mean, we miss you, buddy. Suni, did you see both John Sullivan interviews last week? I did. I talked about it. I talked about John Sullivan on PT News when I showed the Millie, what is her name? Millennial Millie. She put together everything that we've talked about since the beginning of this entire journey. She put it all together. It felt so good to have someone confirm what we've been saying to finally be the truth so people can stop with the conspiracy theory. And Cash was the first person to even expose the Sullivan brothers. I don't know if people remember that episode. That was one of the best episodes we did. I don't know, bruh. I don't know.
There's a lot of
Who knows? You can get. Yep.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery, Suni.
Breathe. You got COVID. Oh my God. I'm gonna die.
It's a whole mystery now.
All right, guys, we're gonna hop off here. Thanks for tuning in to another Primetime Patriots episode. Thank you for being here, Oscar. And we love you, Kaylee, even though her internet's messing up right now. Crazy.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Suni. And thank you so much for your beautiful platform. It was nice saying hi to you all the way to Japan, all the way to beautiful Japan. God bless your husband. You know, a lot of people don't say this, but God bless your husband. He's doing his service in Japan. So God bless your husband, your family, you take care of you take care of your family. Meanwhile, your husband is at service. So God bless you. And all the military wives that they do exactly what you do. It's a hard job. You go where your husband and your family go. So it's a hard job. Thank you so much for inviting me. You can follow me on Facebook as Oscar Blue, and also YouTube as Oscar Blue, and Telegram as Oscar Blue. Thank you so much. God bless everybody. Stay safe, and like we always say, peace and love, and always your country first. God bless.
Let's make America think again. Also, guys, people stop thinking. We're out of here.